Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nicolette Hodge.
Like I'm on Malik Hodge.
We stand with and represent Master Solomon, the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals, and the self-taught one. Welcome to the Sunday Critique, where we evaluate the so-called information being given by the NOI broadcast, and we give you a clear vision, brothers and sisters. Today, the topic of the Sunday broadcast is Your Reward is with Your Lord. Now, brothers and sisters, just that topic right there is very spooky and confusing. What does that mean? We need to understand that the NOI is on the defense right now. Their student minister, Sister Ava, has passed away unexpectedly. It's a shock to them. And they're putting a spin on what's taking place of our reward would be when we pass away and go be in some type of spooky realm with God. This is a very faulty way of thinking. Religion, such as Christianity, Sunniism, all religions, none of them can be proven, and they all have the same base of this spooky, mystical thinking of things that are fantasy. What we need to understand, brothers and sisters, is that we do have a reward. And that reward is something that the NOI is refusing to tell you about. The Abrahamic covenant in Genesis is our reward. And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. We are the only nation that has been through this servitude and affliction for 400 years. So it's already identifying us right here in the Abrahamic covenant. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. America is under judgment right now, and the rest of the European nations. They all had a hand in our enslavement and affliction, which is known as the Holocaust. And afterwards shall they, that's us, come out with great substance. We are the great substance, brothers and sisters. We are the gold and silver. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again. That means return. For the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. The fourth generation, brothers and sisters, is the 400th year, which we are in the fourth generation right now. And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. And the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, Unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. The land that's in between those two rivers is Arabia. That's our home. We preserved it with land and with sand, and we will be returning back to our home here shortly. The NOI knows the Abrahamic covenant, however, they refuse to read it off to our people and be upfront about our reward. We need to understand that Louis Farrakhan is identified as Legion. Louis Eugene Grounds. ION is the NOI backwards. He is a chief demon. The NOI is flooded with demons, full of demons. And there are some Levites within the NOI, original brothers and sisters, that are allowing themselves to be misled. Farrakhan's father is a devil, Percival Clark, therefore he is a devil man. And he is a magnet for demons. So they don't even care about the Abrahamic covenant. They cannot conceive leaving this reality because their thoughts and their thought level, their pressure is on the same as their swine daddies. So the Abrahamic covenant doesn't even make sense to them. Now, the first speaker comes up and he's saying that they honor and respect those who honor God's name in synagogues, churches, and mosques. We need to understand that when you say God, that term is very vague, because Satan is a god. We know that those who call themselves Jews and are not are the synagogue of Satan. We are gods and goddesses. And so when they getting up there saying anyone who's honoring and worshiping God, we're going to protect them and we're going to, we respect them. This whole reality is based off of worshiping Satan. That's what they're doing in the churches. They're praying to a devil, and what has the devil done? He has came to steal. The scriptures tell you that the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Just because you're a god don't make you good, or don't make you a good person. It don't make you righteous. Exactly, that's the word. Exactly. Just because you're a god don't make you righteous. And so they are exposing themselves that they're in bed with our enemies. They are our very enemy. They are demons. They in bed with Massa, the devils. That's why Farrakhan's first order of business when the messenger departed was to completely tear down the NOI and get rid of the teachings. He completely dissolved all of our assets and put it in his pocket, and has been begging for money for the past 42 years for some economic program. 42 years came and passed, and he's saying that he's not building anything. He's building up the mind. Yet he's telling our people that we're not going anywhere, we're staying here in America, and that America is about to be judged. Okay, we know that, but how is it that we can stay here while America is being judged? He's in favor of reparations in 6 states and taking America back by force. None of it is mathematical, brothers and sisters. And so you need to understand that Farrakhan is talking to the demons. They're getting ready for their insurrection, where they will be fighting to take America for themselves. Now, the next speaker is coming up advertising how to eat to live. And he's saying that how to eat to live will cause your days to be longer. You will live longer if you apply the knowledge from how to eat to live. And then he turns around and says that, go ahead.
Jeffrey.
The next speaker comes and turns around and says that Allah's will, and several other speakers are saying the same thing. It's Allah's will on, Allah determines when you die. You might get up, Ishmael was saying, you might get up in the morning and everyone goes their separate ways, children off to school, mom and dad leave, and you don't know if everyone is coming back home. Then you might get a phone call that a family member didn't make it. And so at the end of the day, they're saying that it's Allah's will. What's the point in pushing this how to eat to live on our people if at the end of the day, it's Allah's will? It's completely unmathematical. Everything that comes out their mouth is a direct contradiction. We have the 5 fundamental mathematical pillars of Islam that has been given to us by the Son of Man, Master Solomon. He has mastered all 22 chapters of the Injil, which is Revelations. The Injil is our God mind. He is returning us back to knowledge of self. The 5 fundamental mathematical pillars is how we survive. It is our very nature of discipline. For every action, there's an opposite or equal reaction. That alone, understanding that, we are at the center of our reality. We control the outcome of our life. Now, we are the body of Allah, so it's our will, if you want to take it that way. It's no spooky being or spirit that is controlling what happens to us when we wake up. When Allah's not creating babies in our womb, we're doing that. And so we have to get out of this spooky mindset and start thinking mathematical. We know that 1 meal a day, that is one of the mathematical 5 pillars, is how we use the most of our energy effectively. And so without knowledge of how to eat to live, understand the 5 fundamental mathematical pillars of Islam, that is your bulletproof vest to keep us safe and protected. And so I could pull up the 5 pillars so you can see what they are. One moment. So we have consequence. For every action, there's an opposite or equal reaction. We have salats. This is how we keep our hearts firm. And we do this by slowly reciting the Quran. The Quran is a mathematical words or mathematical language that's been spoken by Allah himself. And our voices are connected to our hearts. You can always tell the state of someone's heart by their voice. So what we do is we carefully, slowly recite the words of the Quran and we tune our hearts. We get our hearts firm. All right. Charity, given to those who have less. You have more, you give to the person who has less. Fasting, 1 meal a day. You can do 1 meal every 2 days, depending on how many calories you want to ingest. If your goal is 2,000 calories a day, you do 2,000 calories once a day, or you can do 6,000 calories every 3 days. All right, and Hajj, harmonic motion. I'm conveying this information to you. You're conveying knowledge back to me. We're on the same page. There is no conflict. We're both speaking mathematically. That's harmonic motion. And so these are things that How to Eat to Live is not going to give you, brothers and sisters. Elijah Muhammad did the best he could. He did a beautiful duty. However, there is a season for all of the books. And How to Eat to Live is out of season, brothers and sisters. Go ahead.
I'm going to say that it's beneficial.
It is beneficial.
Just saying that overall, that it's not going to save you. Yeah, it's beneficial, and it gives you necessary things to have a good eating regimen. However, it's not going to save you in this time. You can't just eat to live and be saved. That's what's being shared.
Exactly. How to Eat to Live is not going to get us home. It's not going to get us through these wars. It's not going to keep you safe. Okay? And it's not going to keep you alive. These 5 fundamental mathematical pillars is what you need to secure your safety, your protection, your health. All of that is encompassed in these 5 pillars. And so we need to understand, with them constantly pushing us how to eat to live, this is an advertisement tactic. They're trying to get as much money in their pockets as possible. That's why they're constantly asking for donations and bleeding our people dry who have no clue or who are too blind to understand what's going on. You have anything to add?
That's good.
All right. So then the next speaker has coming up and is talking about the war Armageddon is taking place right now. They have no clue what the war Armageddon is. And if they really believe that the war of Armageddon is taking place right now, what is it that they have for our people to let our people know how is it that we're going to be secure during this time frame? It's all a big lie. You want to add anything? The war of Armageddon will be sparked by this war that is about to take place in the Middle East. I told you, we come in, we give you clean water. They're not talking about anything that's going on. Yet Farrakhan claims he loves our people and all this mess. No, he loves the demons. He is a demon. So everything he's doing is he's getting ready for their destruction and their demise, because they're going down. Now, what's going on in the Middle East? Michael and his angels are going to war with the dragon and his angels. Our God, Master Farad Muhammad, Iran and Syria, are going to war with the House of Assad, that's the dragon, and his angels, false Israel, America, and Britain. The House of Assad, America, and Britain will be put out the Middle East first. False Israel is going under siege. They will not have any military power. Because their military comes, let me explain it this way. They will not be being backed by the American military in Britain, and their nuclear weapons will be disarmed by Master Farad Muhammad. They're not going to tell you the truth, brothers and sisters. That's why we are prepared to flee when America and Britain get kicked out the Middle East. Now, with them losing the war, America, go ahead. Go ahead.
I said you was on siege. You skipped.
They're going to be being siege. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Siege and destroyed. That's where you was at.
False Israel will be sieged and destroyed. Once false Israel is destroyed, it is revealed that we are the true seed of Abraham. These European false Jews, these Germans, have been sitting in our land claiming the Abrahamic covenant is for them. They've been lying, and they think they've been getting away with the lie. They're not sitting in between the great river Euphrates and the river of Egypt. They're sitting in Palestinian country. They didn't go through the 400 years of servitude and affliction. They're not home in peace. They're saying that they've been led home. They're not in peace. So the Abrahamic covenant cannot possibly be for them. It's our covenant. It's our agreement that we made with Allah before we came over here. Go ahead.
Was it passed over? The Passover immediately that happened after the 400 years. A Passover happened immediately after the 400 years. 1619 to 2019, and immediately after that was the Passover from the plague that killed the firstborn of Egypt, which passed over those with the blood of the Lamb on their doorposts, or those that had the DNA of the blood of the Lamb, and it passed over all those nations and those people that had the blood of the Lamb, and Africa, Haiti, places that had original black people. The black people didn't have to worry about the plague because it was passing them over. But it didn't pass over no Caucasian nation, not one whatsoever. No Asians. It went through and decimated their firstborn. And the firstborn is the elderly, and that is what was being taken out. They explained it. The elderly was being taken out, and that's what the firstborn is, the ones that was born first. So it didn't pass over false Israel. They wasn't passed over. They on their 4th, 5th, 6th, whatever. Well, I don't know what number jab they on, but it didn't pass them over.
No matter how many jabs they take, this plague is still dropping them like flies. They are being judged, and there's no way to get out of it. And so that is going to spiral the European nations into the war of Armageddon. America and Britain are going to be blaming Russia as to why they lost the war. They're not going to tell the truth about our wills, which they call the UFOs, that will be disarming all their nuclear power, their nuclear weapons. And they're going to blame Russia. They're already at a bad rapport at Russia. They will be getting all of their oil cut off from the Middle East once they get kicked out. And America is really going to have its back against the wall. They got rid of all their oil reserves. They sold them to China. The EU is going to... Go ahead.
They sold them to China. They sold them to... They sold them not to China, but to Britain somewhere over there, I think.
They got rid of all their oil reserves.
Let's just say that.
To be clear, brothers and sisters, they have completely got rid of all their oil reserves. And they are going to have their backs against the wall because they're not getting any oil from Russia. They're not going to be able to... Go ahead.
Be able to get oil. They're not going to be able to get any oil from the Middle East. They're going to be cut off from the Middle East, which is the basis of their oil.
Not only that, the EU is going to turn on America. And America is... The rest of the European nations, they will be at war with each other and fighting each other. That's the war Armageddon. Farrakhan is up there lying, saying that the war with the Ukraine, which falls in the category of wars and rumors of war, is starting the war Armageddon. And they got the student ministers up there lying, saying that we're in the war Armageddon now. They have no clue what's going on. They cannot see what's taking place. They are demons. And those of them that are original, they are Negro bots. They're self-programmed they are programmed to self-destruct without asking any questions. So they definitely don't understand what's going on. Not only that, they did not break the 7 seals. Master Solomon has broken the 7 seals of the Injil. The Injil has revealed all of these wars that are taking place that's directly related to us going home. And so, with them not breaking the 7 seals, they have no clue the Injil. They're not studying the Injil. They don't even comprehend the Injil. They're not Injil warriors such as us. And they don't know, they don't have any foresight. That's what I'm trying to explain. They don't have any understanding of what's going on. So they're up there lying and pretending that they know so that they can keep their membership and they can keep their donations coming in. And so we need to be able to understand how to read between the lines. You have anything to add? Yeah, that's yes, sir. So then they brought one of their speakers in from New York, and he was Arthur. He's put in place to get everyone all revved up. He's speaking about threats.
3 different degrees of good.
Go ahead. I'll let you go ahead and take this one off, and then I'll step in.
Well, I know that's just something I wrote down. Something that I wrote down. That's what his he started off with there's 3 different degrees of good. Doing good when doing good when it's like doing good when just because it's good to do. That's one of their degrees. These things was when he came out and said Minister Farrakhan or the Messiah Farrakhan taught this. You're doing good when it's good to do, and good when man doesn't reward you, when you doesn't get any reward for it, or and doing good without any effort is the number 3. Is doing good without not any effort. So you're so used to doing good that you do it without any effort. But what is good? You know, when you use that word, what's good? Good can be good in any how it depends on how you look at good. Now, is it right? That's a different thing. But good is vague. Good don't mean it's right. If it's righteous, it's just good. You're doing good. You can be doing good, and that it's just it's a large gap there to saying that good. One thing is being good with no effort. You know, like you're just being good, but are you being righteous? You know, is it right that you're doing, or is it just doing? Or you just doing it good? Or you know what I'm saying? So that good and bad thing, it's just it's not totally correct. You can be doing good in your own mind.
And Farrakhan has not done anything good or righteous for our people, period.
You know, that's what I'm talking about. That level of good. That when you use good, it can be it's good. Good in which way? Good in what way? Or it can be good because you're telling people to do this, but it ain't got to be the right. It ain't got to be right. It's good. It's you know you have. It's like you fell down and I help you up. That's good. You know what I'm saying? Then you you know, good is. I mean, that level of good to be considering it good doesn't mean that it's right. No way. It just means you did good. It's an aspect of doing good, and you don't even have to really be doing right.
Exactly. And the underlying message is to get those who are within the NOI to stick. Good. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I can just because you look like I'm giving you something that's better than what's the worst. I'm offering like I'm lying to you, but it's helping you. It's the lie is keeping you away from the truth. So you saying, well, you think you being did good because I'm assisting you in a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, from that perspective, then he's doing good for the demons. However, it's the ones that are being deceived that have allowed themselves to be deceived, the Levites, who don't know or who are ignoring the truth. We have to understand, brothers and sisters, that Farrakhan is not our brother. And so his student ministers, they are demons. And Ishmael, he's the messenger's son. He's not a demon. He's a sellout. And he's thinking just like them. There is nothing good or righteous that they are doing for our people at all. From another perspective, they're doing, you can say that they're doing good for the demons because they are bringing them, he's a magnet, and he's bringing them all into the NOI, have them all together, and it's going to be easy for us to separate them out from us. However, the Levites are in quite a bit of trouble for allowing themselves to be misled. You allowed Farrakhan to bring in this golden calf Sunniism and worshiping this idol, turning all the temples into mosques. And the Levites were supposed to be a bridge between the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Solomon so that our people can be prepared when Solomon, the messenger of the covenant, arrived. And the Levites did not do that. So they will have to go through tribulations and will have to gather our people. You want to add anything?
No. No, ma'am.
And so then this individual, Arthur, proceeds with threats. This is directly against Master Solomon, saying that there's strong soldiers within the NOI that are being held back by Farrakhan, and if Farrakhan just gives the word, then they are ready to attack. All right, this is me paraphrasing. And they are on the defense. Why are they up there speaking about they want to attack and Farrakhan's holding them back? Attack who? Attack what? They are being tormented as spoken of in the book of Mark. Do you want to go into the book of Mark or speak about it?
You got
The demon-possessed man in Mark is being tormented
by the truth.
Exactly. And so, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that they've been torn. You on it, but they've been tormented by the truth. Nobody's doing anything but speaking the truth, sharing with our people the truth, and the truth is exposing who they are, exposing them, exposing their hand. Showing that they don't know anything. They're not giving you anything. If you sit up and we're paying attention now, this whole release of the soldiers and what's being done, nothing that was spoken or had anything to do with what's taking place in the world today. What had gave you any information about what's happening with all the things that's taking place in the world. You're just a hype man, getting hype and sharing with us that our reward is with our Lord. And when I don't understand what is it. Like you said, I don't. It's like a spook. It's your reward is with your Lord. When you get with your Lord, that's your reward.
So they're telling you got to die in order to experience any type of reward.
That's exactly what.
What's the difference between that and the church?
With your Lord, and so your reward isn't like your reward for your 400 years. Your reward is this Abrahamic covenant. The messenger in the covenant is teaching you and giving you your reward, giving you your mind back, getting you ready for the war, and getting you ready for the taking out one civilization and bringing in our new heaven and new earth, bringing in this new vision, this Abrahamic vision, and taking out this the devil's civilization. Now that's period, point blank. That's what's taking place. It's the one world going out, one world, a new world coming in, and that's what's taking place. And that's your reward. Your reward is to understand what's taking place and how it's happening, how you fit in it, and how you be successful during the taking out and bringing it in. So it's you have to have the knowledge of what's taking place. You can't. It's not nothing spooky. So that's what's being shared.
And so, brothers and sisters, our reward is
going home.
Yes, sir.
That's our reward. Our reward is going home. And if false Israel can sit, America and Britain, Gog and Magog set false Israel, the synagogue of Satan, in the Middle East to counter react the Elijah Muhammad's interpretation or of
Go ahead.
he reacted. They trying to counter react the teachings of Master Prophet Muhammad that he gave to Elijah Muhammad in sharing with us who we are. That we're the true seed of Abraham and that we're living our Exodus. So, and they had to change that narrative. So they set false Israel over there to try to change that narrative and to try to say, to say they're us. As they destroy our image, they give us a culture, place a culture in front of, destroy our image in front of the world through music. They control the music industry, the TV industry, and not only that, they had a direct hand in the demise of the black man and woman. They were the ones that were kidnapped us, that took the ships and brought us to this land. So, so it's things that you ask the question, what did we do to them? What did they do to even 1941 to 1945 is 4 years. So they don't have any, they don't have any, everything, they don't have no proof of anything. And then just saying that they was put over there, they was put in the Middle East in 1948. And what happened? Behind what? You know what I'm saying? Where was the plague? Where was the Passover? Where was any of these other things? Where was the changing of the world, of the one world coming in? None of the things. Where's the revelations that was happening immediately after? And then they try to speak to you as if this time that they're claiming
has already passed.
Was not just past, was hundreds of years ago.
They're lying. We are in thousands. The time frame right now.
You know what I'm saying? They trying to say that false Israel was saying that, yeah, Moses brought us this. What are they trying to say? That it happened then? Was it supposed to happen then? And it's a time limit behind everything. Everything had, this is going to happen. Then this is going to happen. Immediately after the 400 years, you can't make it up. You can't forge a lie and then you can set the scriptures and time all on it. Not 4 years is not 400. Afflicted is not being walked in the gas chamber happy and then put to death. You don't even know what happened. You wasn't raped. You wasn't sodomized. You wasn't hung for you. And then you talking about 4 years. 4 years. 4 years out of a lifetime. We talking about lifetimes from birth to death. Centuries
of terrorization.
Of terror and being afflicted. So, no, it is.
That's the biggest way that they're deceiving you, brothers and sisters, by telling you that these scriptures have already taken place when we are living out scriptures right now. We are living out scriptures right now. And so that's what we're bringing to you, giving you foresight, letting you know what's going to happen before it happens so that you're prepared. Those within the inner wire, mainly demons, we're not worried about them. They are going to be running to us for refuge here in a couple of days, because once America and Britain get kicked out the Middle East, the house of Saud and false Israel is destroyed, it's realized that we're the true seed of Abraham. They're going to attack all blacks, the demons and the originals. And so everyone is going to be coming together. And we're going to send those demons right back to their swine daddies. Okay, and they are going to be destroyed along with their devil fathers. They are the same nature. They have put us through the same torment and affliction as their fathers. And so the biggest thing that's keeping us from unifying is these wolves in sheep clothing. They look like us, walk like us, and talk like us, however, they're not us. And the chief demon, Farrakhan, and all his other student ministers and everyone else that's out here pretending that they know what's going on, lying to our people, will pay a heavy price. They are not coming home with us. They have no place in the Abrahamic covenant. And so we need to be able to start discerning who's who. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, ma'am.
Okay, brothers and sisters. So the bottom line is this war is going to take place any day. They are not reporting on American news what's going on in the Middle East. If they did report it, you would be asking questions. You'd get online, and then you would come across us. You would come across Master Solomon, the breaker of the seven seals, the messenger of the covenant. You never heard about you having a reward until Master Solomon came on the scene. You never knew that the Abrahamic covenant was about us. And so he is the messenger of the covenant. That is his credential. He has broken the seven seals. And not only that, he was conceived at the same time that the false Israel, the Antichrist, was conceived. And so this is how we certify that he is truly the Son of Man. Farrakhan is not a Messiah. That's a lie. He have no facts to back up any of these claims he's making. He has nothing but a big mouth. He has been chastised by Allah for all of us to bear witness to. And that is because of him being a hypocrite. He's sitting up there saying that maybe Allah will heal him. Allah is the one that disemboweled him. And so disembowelment is his first punishment. Public humiliation is his second. That's about to happen here in a couple of days. And third, he will be destroyed. And so this war is right on our heels. Any day now. They're not reporting what's going on in the news. And so that's why we're getting this information out to you. This is going to come as a shock once false Israel is destroyed. And this shock of the hour is going to, nothing will ever be the same after this, brothers and sisters. We're trying to prepare you for it. And the reason why all of this is taking place is because of them putting us through the Holocaust. They are receiving the consequence of their actions. Had they just enslaved us and not afflicted us, then they would have a different type of judgment coming towards them. However, they deliberately dehumanized us. The Holocaust is not slavery. Slavery is working someone without paying them. That does not include beating, raping, torturing, sodomizing us, and forcing us to carry their filthy devil seed. They thought they were going to get away with it. And now they're calling it slavery and a critical race theory. They're trying to get out of their judgment, and it's too late. And so, brothers and sisters, everything that you see going on around you is a result of the Holocaust. Thank you for having us, and we'll be back. Assalamu alaikum.